Okay, I have a LX172 that goes in reverse, but not drive, or not 1 through 5. So I thought I'd take the transmission apart, dig into it, see what I see, but I thought I'd share the progress. So step 1, I guess take off the seat. And then step 2, take this off. There's a couple bolts right here and here, and then a couple nuts right under here. Take all the shift knobs off, comes off pretty easily. Step 2, take the tires off. Just has those caps, and then there's like a retaining ring, so you need a retaining ring pliers. Pull those off. Don't lose the key, because there's a washer, the key, a couple more washers. This one only had one on each side, and then the O-ring. So then there's a couple bolts in the front holding this bracket, one on each side, 1/2 inch on both sides. And then on the back, there's a 1/2 inch nut on each side of these U-bolts. So it comes off pretty easy. And then the last thing is this linkage for the brake. So I'm going to take that off and maybe dig into this transmission. Oh, there's also the shift linkage. This is just a 1/2 inch here, and I think I used 11 millimeter on the inside to take that off, but it all came off pretty easy. Okay, I got the transmission off. Got most of the grease off of it. Cleaned it up pretty well. You can see it's a peerless transmission, and the nameplate is over here. So, no, that's the model number, I guess. I'll jot that down later. But now I'm going to try to take it apart and see what's inside. Looks like there's 17 bolts in total. I've seen other people use an impact driver to remove them all, but I'm just going to use an old-fashioned socket with a socket wrench, and it's a 3/8 socket. There's about 17 of these little bolts, so I'm going to take them out. Hopefully they're all the same size, and I'll keep them in a Skippy peanut butter jar lid. Okay, before I show you the inside, I wanted to give you a pro tip, or amateur DIY tip. The Woodruff key that's on the drive pulley, or in fact, you need to take the drive pulley off to get to a bolt underneath, but the Woodruff key on the shaft, I was trying to get out and I couldn't get out, and come to find out I don't need to take it out, so I'm going to show you this, what I found inside. So here's the opposite side of the drive gear. You can see that just stayed with the top. And then here's the fork that changes the gears. And the problem I had with mine is it went in reverse, but didn't do any drive. So if you look in here, I see some broken parts here. And there's a broken part down there. And I'm guessing that's part of that drive fork or shifting fork. It's not terribly grimy in here, but it is going to have to be cleaned up to get all those metal pieces out of there. Well, I pulled out all the grease, got about a cool container full of it, and the only broken parts I found in the grease were these right here. And I believe this is the culprit, because those are connected to the other ends of these, which travel in this spline to select the gears. And that's why we can't go forward. So I need to see if I can get 4 of these and a new washer, and then see if I can find a manual on where this washer goes and maybe how to put it together. When I took everything apart, I took the like the bearing off and dropped it down. So I dropped down each one just so I remember where they go, and this little O-ring goes on the outside of that. So when I put that up, that O-ring in there will mate right there. Same with this. This all goes back on the shaft like that. So hopefully keep it all under order, or all in order. Here's a better view of these broken keys. There's 4 of them. The other pieces are right here. Those are all moved by the collar, this collar here that goes on the shaft. And those keys go under these gears to select the gear. So my first internet search, it shows them selling 2 of these for about $72. So I might run to the store and see if I can find those, along with one of these thrush washers. Well, I got it together. These are all just snug. The gasket material I'm using says to put it on snug, let it set an hour, and then torque it down. Sorry I didn't give you a video of me actually putting it together. I had to clean the surface for the gasket with lacquer cleaner or lacquer thinner. And then I put this ultra black gasket maker around the edge. The only challenging part after moving the gears from here over here was this the fork that moves that collar back and forth. On top of that, it has a ball bearing that just sits, I think, opposite of this, just to give it a positioning indicator. And I just had to set that ball bearing in place and put it together. I did put this shifting arm on it and shifted through the gears to make sure it did go in reverse, and it did go in forward. So hopefully it should be good to go once I get the pulley on, the brackets on, and it put back in that mower. Okay, I got it all back together and I'm about ready to fire it up. Hopefully it'll start. I did have a little bit of electrical problems on this, but I'm gonna try to give it a start and see if it goes in reverse and then in drive, so hang on. Neutral, choke. For some reason I didn't want to go into reverse. Maybe I just need to adjust the linkage a bit, but I got it to go in reverse. And here we go in drive.